Welcome to my channel Forever Celeb. She has asked the toughest questions in the hardest rooms across America. She has sat face to face with presidents, survivors, and people enduring their darkest hours. And through it all, she remembered every detail, the dates, the names, the small facts others overlooked. But then, on a quiet Saturday afternoon in June, she could no longer tell the doctors what year it was. For over 50 years, Couric has been a steadfast presence in American journalism. The voice millions turned to when the world felt too heavy to bear. She was there on September 11th. She was there through 3 presidencies. She was there every morning, entering living rooms across every state. Her career was built not on glamour, but on something much rarer, an ability to make both heads of state and grieving parents feel seen and heard. Her memory was not just a professional tool. It was her identity. It was who she was. So, what happens when that very gift, her memory, goes dark? Not blurred, not fading, but vanishes completely without warning for hours? While she stood on a stage in Aspen, speaking fluently to a live audience, several hours of her own life were quietly erased in real time. She didn't know it was happening. The audience didn't know either. But her husband, John Molner, knew. He watched her in a hospital room, introducing herself to the very same nurse repeatedly. Professionally intact. But the memory that should have said, "We already met," was simply gone. What condition looks exactly like a stroke, but isn't? What did the emergency scans reveal? Why did this happen to a woman who spent 20 years urging Americans to embrace early detection? And who better than her to understand what it feels like when your own body betrays you? To understand how Katie ended up in that hospital bed in Aspen, we must travel back to the beginning. Back to a young girl named Catherine Couric, born January 7, 1957, in Arlington, Virginia. The youngest of 4 in a family where education was non-negotiable and ambition expected. Her father, John Martin Couric, was a journalist and PR executive, a man who understood the weight of words. Her mother, Eleanor, was a steadfast presence, balancing warmth with high expectations, shaping children who knew effort was the minimum, never the ceiling. Katie was the quiet observer. The one absorbing, listening deeply. The one who learned early that the greatest power in any room is to ask the right question, and then be silent enough to hear the answer. At Yorktown High School, she excelled as cheerleader and yearbook editor, not out of calculation, but genuine curiosity and energy. She graduated from the University of Virginia with a degree in American Studies, the perfect foundation for a woman destined to translate complex realities into honest stories. Her early career was far from glamorous. She began as a desk assistant at ABC News in Washington. Moved to CNN. Worked local TV in Miami. She did the unseen work, early mornings, late nights, stories that never made national headlines. Those years were her classroom and crucible. By 1989, she joined NBC News as a national correspondent. 2 years later, she became co-anchor of the Today Show. From 1991 to 2006, Couric was the morning voice America trusted. Today wasn't just a program, it was a ritual. Millions began their day with her presence. She brought a rare gift, combining journalistic rigor with emotional intelligence. She saw every guest as a human being first, a story second. Her tenure dominated ratings, and she earned some of television's highest honors. In 2006, she made history as the first woman solo anchor of the CBS Evening News. Though challenged by a loyal audience, she maintained grace and composure throughout her 5-year run. After CBS, she continued breaking ground, at ABC, Yahoo, and through her own media ventures. For 50 years, Couric has been a trusted voice. On air, in print, and in public service. Yet, on June 27, 2026, Couric faced an unimaginable challenge. In Aspen, Colorado, amid clear mountain air and intellectual discourse, something shifted within her. During a panel discussion at the Aspen Institute, She spoke fluently and eloquently, yet the hours that followed vanished from her memory. Her husband, John Molner, observed the terrifying truth. She repeatedly introduced herself to the same nurse, unaware they had met moments before. This experience is called transient global amnesia, a rare, sudden, and complete loss of short-term memory. Neurologists describe it as a temporary disruption in the brain's memory pathways, leaving the person alert and aware but unable to form new memories. The cause remains uncertain, but it often follows physical or emotional stress. Katie experienced none of the usual triggers, making her case even more perplexing. Though alarming, the condition has a favorable prognosis. It does not increase risks of stroke or dementia. Katie's honesty in sharing her experience offers comfort to others facing similar episodes. Her story reminds us that memory is more than facts, it is the thread connecting moments into a continuous life. When that thread breaks, reality fractures in profound ways. Yet, Katie Couric continues, sharing truth, asking hard questions, and refusing to look away. Her journey, spanning 5 decades, teaches us about resilience, vulnerability, and the power of presence. If Katie's story touched you, leave a tribute below. Tell us what her voice and courage have meant to you. Subscribe and join us for more stories that reveal the courage behind the headline.